Welcome, Gemini, to tonight's reading. If you have Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Prominent, oh, that was not meant to be upside down. Prominent placements or primary placements, maybe a stellium, maybe you're just in like a heavy Gemini energy, or yeah. Cross watchers are welcome. We got 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll work it well. So looks like maybe some of you have been fighting, maybe enduring some level of like competition, and I feel like to some people around you it's more than obvious what you've been enduring, like kind of almost fighting some sort of battle here that just started out as like what seemed like a little bit of like friendly competition, but has actually turned into quite the battle, or something like that. So some people are like really aware of it, like keenly aware, or like it's very obvious, and to other people I don't think they even know what's going on behind the scenes for you. And if you have told them, they don't really understand it, or they don't have that like mental bandwidth or capacity to sort of take it on board or think about it or empathize, or they just don't have that like depth of understanding that you probably would need to relate and create like a foundation for a good relationship. And that's okay. We don't all have that mental capacity, but you know, at different times. But I feel like sometimes these people should have that and sometimes they don't, and it's best to just like leave that and get on with, like, I don't know, it's like I think you've got too much going on to worry about that all anyway. It's just that maybe you notice it, and maybe there was something worthwhile about noting it anyway. So it's like you're headed straight into war, and it's like you know that something is crumbling down around you, or that some sort of situation is going to happen, something's going to fall apart, maybe a world's going to fall apart around you. But it's like it started out with like maybe a small argument or something that was maybe not such a big deal, and then it sort of, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it's like you went to war and it like causes the tower to fall. But I want you to know that this is not like you made the wrong decision and it caused a tower moment. This is like the natural result of a situation like this unfolding, and that you wouldn't want this tower to have stayed in place. So it's not taken away from your experience or situation. Like what happens, like if your world falls down around you, your world falls down around you. It's terrible. I think what the message here is that if your world fell down around you because you had to go to war, then the world that was around you wasn't sustainable or good for longevity anyway. Or maybe it just wasn't the world that you really needed or really wanted deep down. Maybe you think that it was. Maybe you still see it as like you would have been happy with it. But like the reality is that it just would have, I guess it would have got worse over time, and it never would have stood the test of time, and it would have come crashing down at some point. So at this point, it's best it falls now and not later, and we move on. And I feel like this is just another season to life and to the world and to the chapters of our lives, and things come and things go. And I think there's like a part here that recognizes it's like an inevitable building block to the person that you become within the world, and it's like a healthy sense of character development here and recognition of who you are and the things that you've lived through to really help give you like a higher understanding of the way that the world actually, I don't know if I want to say like operates or exists, or yeah, I don't know. basically a higher understanding. Anyway, now once you reach this point where it's like you have reached like this higher state of consciousness, higher learning, you will feel more fulfilled. And I can't tell if this is another person or if it's within yourself, because if we reach a point where we have a higher understanding of ourselves and the world around us and how life is, maybe we can better support ourselves than we ever have in the past. But maybe this also puts us in an energy where it opens us up to receiving, and maybe it opens us up to receiving a relationship of some kind. And maybe this opens us up to prosperous, happy times with like general good well-being. Maybe we just are healthy and happy and having fun, and maybe our needs are taken care of and we're really comfortable. And maybe a person comes into our lives and brings this to the table, and we don't have to ask for anything, and we don't have to want for anything. I don't know if that makes sense. And maybe we all work together, and maybe it comes in quicker than you think. Maybe as soon as we get to a point where we reach that higher state of understanding, it just all comes in. Yeah, I think so. Maybe there's lots of passion around it too. Maybe it all happens very quickly. And yeah, for some of you it could be like a Sagittarius. And yeah, okay. Is there anything else that we have here? No, I think that's everything that we have. Okay, well, thank you for joining us for this reading. I hope that this was helpful in some way, and we'll see you all in another